statement. The if statement is used when there is only one action. If the specific conditions evaluated true, then perform the action defined in the block. Otherwise, skip to the next statement in the block and execute the statement after the block as shown. Inheritance interface and abstract classes. In the course so far, I have learned about several object-oriented concepts. I learned that the world can be viewed and modeled as a group of objects that interact with each other. I created classes to describe groups of objects that all have the same attributes and functions. We then use these classes to create actual object instances. You identify association, aggregation, composition, relationship between the classes and implemented this relationship adding classes to instance variable to references that associate classes. In this lesson, I learned about the object-oriented concept of inheritance, interface, and polymorphism. Inheritance. The root of the word inheritance is inherit. When used as a verb, the word inherit means to receive property or the qualities, powers, or duties of an heir. In object-oriented programming, the term inheritance means that a class automatically receives all of the class's variables and functions from a parent class. Inheritance can save a programmer a lot of time and effort. There are many times when two or more classes have virtually the same attribute and functions. For example, suppose you are creating a program for online store. The store sells many different types of items, movies, books, electronics, toys. When you create classes for each of these different types of items, you notice that all of these item classes have duplicate attribute and function. They all have a title, description, and press attribute, which with their corresponding getter and setter function. These result in duplicate code and testing. When to use inheritance. Inheritance is used when one class is a subtype of another class. I can identify inheritance relationship when you designing your classes by asking yourself this question. Is a class a type of class B? For example, is a movie a type of item? If the answer to the question is yes and they have common attribute and function, I probably should implement an inheritance relationship between these two classes. During the design and implementing of my classes, I should be constantly aware of when I'm duplicating the code. An attribute in one class is storing the same data as in another class, even if their names are different. At the function perform this task event when their names are different. Consider using inheritance whenever there is a duplicate of code.